All right.
Hello, everyone. You're welcome to the Block Girl Talk series. This is episode 2. And with us, we have Lydia Wangari. Hello, Lydia.
Hi, Madube. Nice to meet you.
You're welcome to the talk show today. And it's really nice to have you here and for you take the time to share your journey with us. So we'll quickly just go straight into the discussion since our viewers
Okay.
know who you are already. And the
Yes.
first question we have for you is just could you please just talk us through your blockchain journey, how you got to where you are now, and anything. Just tell us about your journey, about yourself.
Thanks, Madube. Very nice to have you. Very nice to actually be this my first conference on Blockchain Women Alliance, and I'm sitting in as a guest. I've been to several is on the other side of the table. This time I'm on the right side of the table. I'm just talking to me, so it's exciting for
Um,
me. So where did I start my blockchain journey? This is it actually started as late as last year. One day I was seated with my phone and I hear people talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. I was actually in Tanzania at that time. And then I hear people talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin. I want to buy. And then I got interested in the emerging technologies. Then I looked around, someone who can help me understand Bitcoin, how to buy. Then there was nobody. Then from a distance, I could see that this is the future because in Kenya, we are used to M-Pesa. M-Pesa was born when I was here,
oh,
like 20 years ago. And I have seen M-Pesa evolve. So for sure, I know this technology, the Bitcoin, the blockchain technology is going to evolve. So I believe in its future. And that's when now I started looking for people to train me about it. I didn't find nobody. And I thought the best way to do this is to get myself in books, get myself to study. And that's how I enrolled in an MSc, studying blockchain and digital technologies. And I have learned so much in the course of my studies, reading research, all that. It's interesting. And that's how I started the journey from unknown to known. At least now I know 50% of what's happening in the industry. And it's interesting. And I can tell you the future is indeed brilliant, indeed bright. Yeah.
I have to agree with that. The future with this technology, it's almost like we can't see a future without this technology. One of the things I remember seeing a quote once from Forbes, and it was saying that very soon nobody would trust anything that is not on a blockchain because it bridges the trust gap between people who would not normally trust each other anyway. So I think yeah, that's exactly right. So our
Yeah.
next question
So
is, did you face any obstacles as a woman, you know, in your journey? Did you face any obstacles? And if you did, how did you overcome them, or are you still in the process of overcoming them? Can you share that with us?
yeah, I can tell you the journey to any new technology. In the first place, it is not easy because the blockchain technology has so much on something what I call engineering, software development, and coming from a non-engineering background, non-technical background, you can imagine it is a struggle. Blockchain smart contracts, all about software. You have to understand the languages used in the technology. So being a woman entering in a male-dominated field, when I started the program, the domination was about 80% male and 20% female. Uh, Later, after the first semester, we are continuing 75% females in the industry. And, you enter in a class and you're like, wow, few ladies, 4, 5, 10. And we are like 100 students. You are the only one. And yeah, then you understand these guys really they know so much. Especially me coming from Africa, it is twice as hard because blockchain is so much in Europe, in the US, so these people are quite educated. They are very much aware of what we are talking about. But imagine me from Nairobi, not so much is known about it, and I'm in a class And when they're teaching, the lecturer, everybody seems to get the flow, but I'm the only one floating. So that's what was quite challenging. So the way to overcome it is I read as twice as much as hard as the rest of the students. Something that perhaps
Mm-hmm.
one person could take 1 minute study, I have to read it like 3, 4 times to understand it. And of course, the background where I come from. So the technology, well, it's not an easy technology, but it's not a hard one though. But it's very interesting when you understand the language, when you understand what you're doing, when you understand the field. It's an easy language to flow with.
Mm. Okay,
Yeah,
so I think we can take away from that that in your study, the difficulty has been seen mostly men in class, so it's male dominated, like you said,
hmm,
and then also not being from the technology background, having to put in
exactly.
extra time. So that's how you're overcoming that obstacle, of
Yes,
first
quite
not being
smart.
male, and then second not being from an engineering background.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
very
is
interesting.
exactly.
Very interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so third thing is the roadmap. I'd like you to describe for someone who sees and maybe identifies the same kind of use case that you are anticipating for your blockchain journey. So you're studying at the moment, so studying blockchain, and then you probably have an idea of where you would like to apply or the application, the use case for blockchain. So for a woman, a young woman who would like to, follow the same journey, the same journey as you, and maybe another young woman who sees that same use case, could you describe a roadmap, what you think would be best for her to be able to achieve that?
Uh, yeah, thanks, Modupe. First of all, I'd like to mention that let nobody be afraid. I am from business background. I am learning something completely new. It's a complete 360 degrees U-turn
Yeah.
in my life. So, and let anyone else out there who wishes to come, I think they're calling it, you want to switch places, you want to switch from what you're doing now to come to blockchain or the emerging technology. Do not be afraid. Let your background not hinder you. Let what you're doing, what you did behind, let it not stop you. Take a step of faith like I did. Close your eyes, go in.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's actually something that's very, very important to mention because you find that people are, I've not done that course. I don't know anything about software. I don't know anything about, I don't know, programming or something. So no, it's not for me. It is for everybody. There's so much to do. There's so much research to be done. Uh, so everyone is welcome, and I can encourage people that I'm there. I'm doing it. It's my second trimester, and my performance so far is excellent. I consider myself excellent. So to answer your
Fantastic.
question, uh, yeah, to answer your question, the roadmap. Could you please repeat the question again?
Yeah, just for a woman, maybe another woman somewhere who sees Lydia and says, wow, Lydia works in internal revenue and she's studying blockchain. So there must be some application there. So how does she, follow your journey and, get to that same end that you are intending to get to?
Well, regardless of the background that you are coming from, you are
Mhm.
welcome to join the blockchain industry.
Yeah.
However, I wanted to say that the field, the blockchain, we are just doing baby steps as at now. From what I
Mhm.
can see, from the experience I'm having on the industry, because as much as I'm studying on it, I am in the industry. Uh,
Mhm.
we are still in the baby steps of this industry. There's so much ahead, so much. When we talk about decentralized finance, we can see the disruption of how blockchain is disrupting the way things are done. We look at the finance world. There is complete disruption. There's complete the way things, how you send money. It is not the same now. You can send money from Nairobi to you in a flash of a second without going
Yeah.
through a bank. Like it's too much disruption. And looking at that, looking at what it is doing in terms of logistics, in terms of procurement, these companies, these organizations that do all these, they are all in some way going to use blockchain. So the field is really, really wide. There's so much are done. And I would just say, I hope everyone can really, everyone who is interested can actually take a step of faith and join us, and let's develop this new baby.
Yeah, I agree. Because many times I tell myself that if I can do this, anyone can do it. If I can, yeah,
Exactly.
if I can get on this
Yeah.
bandwagon, anyone can do
Yeah.
this.
Anyone
Okay,
can
so
do this. Yes, that's right.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Our next question is, okay, so after your master's degree, what opportunities are available for you to jump on? What would you like to do after your master's degree?
Mm, in my this one, I would like to answer it in quite details. Like in the process of when I started this career, initially I wanted to be a lecturer because imagine this is a whole new technology and people need to be trained it. And I thought I would really be a lecturer. I have not lost that dream. I'm still in it. I would really like to teach people because I have the knowledge. I would like to teach the new generations, we call Generation Z. We would like to bring them on board on doing things that are relevant to the current world,
Hmm,
not doing, this is something quite new, and we need to have people with skills to fit in the industry.
yeah,
So that was my initial plan. However, as I progressed with the course, then you come to learn that there are new skills, there are new, what do you call them? There are new energies, skills being needed in the market. For example, the compliance, the crypto intelligence. As much as people are trading online, they are coming on scammers, people to get all your money. So we need people to actually control. I work in a government organization. Sometimes the CBDs are coming, the CBDCs
yeah.
are coming on board. They need to be regulated. People need to be compliant. So I believe the future, as far as my career is concerned, is I could be in financial organizations. Recently, I've seen Visa, I've seen companies like Mastercard actually looking for uh, software developers with blockchain skills to develop products related to
Mm,
blockchain because they want to stay on they want to stay up to date with what is happening. They do not want to be left behind with the new technology because anyway, people are moving. They also need to move. You have to
yeah,
follow the money, where the
yeah,
money is going. So
exactly.
it's really, really the future. The future, as far as careers are concerned, is it's untold. It's a lot.
Mm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing because when you talk about the finance sector, which obviously is your sector at the moment,
Yeah.
that's where we
Hmm.
have probably about 70 to 80% of the use cases of blockchain at the moment because it came in as a disruption to the finance sector, first of all, before
Hmm.
anything else. So yeah, that's really quite interesting. Next question.
Indeed.
Have you
Yeah.
mentored any other women in the ecosystem? And if you haven't, would you like to?
Mm, thank you so much. Here in Nairobi, we do have meetings for that are related with DAOs and the like. There are women here. I meet women. I try to train them how to actually trade. But I'm still working on actually. I have a couple that are really mentoring. I'm bringing on board on the journey,
Mhm.
and I'm actually open to help anybody else who is interested in the industry to just pick me up, and we can take it up from there.
Okay, great. That
Yeah.
sounds great. Because one of the things I've discovered that a lot of women need to be mentored. Many women need to, sort of have their hand held on the
Mhm.
journey and just be guided to know what they need to do, what steps they need to take. And so the more
Yeah.
mentors who are more professional we have, the better
Mm.
for women folk in
Yeah.
blockchain. Okay, so thanks for
Indeed.
saying that. Okay,
Yeah.
so if people would like to reach you, because I'm sure that there are people who are listening to you right now who would like to reach you, maybe just check you out and see, what they can learn from you. So if there's anything, if there's maybe a social media handle or something is there any other way you'd like to be reached? Is there any particular way you'd like to be reached?
Yeah. I would actually appreciate if I'm open to talk to anybody, to mentors myself. I would like to also mentor people. So if anyone would feel like what I'm doing is making an impact in life, they would like to be interested in joining me in this journey, they can actually talk to me on my LinkedIn, which I
Okay,
believe you
LinkedIn.
will.
Yep.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
Gmail and my Twitter handles. I'm quite active there.
Okay.
Respond directly. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So we'll have Lydia's social media handles, LinkedIn, Gmail, and Twitter. We'll have them on the screen. And so you can take those details and reach out to her. And as much as she's able, she'll respond and mentor as many as she possibly can. Again, thank you, Lydia. I just wanted to ask if you have any final words for women out there, any words of encouragement. If you have any, you could share with us right now.
Yeah. I'd like to say my final parting shot, like they say, is it's called the technology world. It's new. It's a new industry. It's a new world. And as at now, we are still quite few. Like we do not make enough. When you sit at the boardroom and you want to discuss blockchain with anybody, you perhaps find you are the only one. I mean, it's happening to me
Mhm.
when I go to blockchain meetings around Nairobi, and you find there are not as many. I mean, I think we're not four. We're not as many. I don't want to give a number, but I would really encourage people who, rather women who want to, who feel they're interested in coming on board with us. Please join us. Let's make the future together because we are indeed making a new future for ourselves and for our economies all over the world. Let's join together and make this great technology happen with us. We are the pioneers. I actually we My motivation was I want to be a pioneer in Africa amongst the first women who actually brought blockchain in Africa to be used for African people, or
Wow.
rather yes, it is. It's that for me. It's that serious for me. I know we are going to make it. That's why I went back to school because I want to understand the technology, how it was working. I want to sit in a meeting and tell people who know nothing about blockchain, make them understand it in layman's language, and they
Mm.
can see actually how it can affect our day-to-day lifestyle. Because for sure, blockchain is going to affect how
Oh
we
yeah.
spend our days, how we do everything, and it's a good opportunity for me to be a pioneer in this industry, and anyone else want to come and join me. We pioneer this industry together, including you, Madu. I actually am inspired by what you do. I actually saw you are LinkedIn. I was inspired by you, if I may say. You don't know who's reading your profile in LinkedIn, and when you look at when you look at posts on LinkedIn, and you see people talking about something, you are inspired by what they're doing, then you're like, okay, this is the right place for us. We are going to build our own Africa on this, and I want to be a pioneer in it. Yeah,
Mm.
that's
Oh,
all.
wow, thank you so much for sharing your heart when it comes to blockchain with us on the Global Blockchain Women Alliance and with all our viewers from everywhere around the world. We're really glad you took the time to do this. We're grateful for the things you've shared with us, the lessons we've learned, and the fun time we've had together. So thank you so much,
Indeed,
Lydia. We hope we can have many more collaborations, many more discussions, and many more things that we can do together. And hopefully,
indeed,
through you, the Global Blockchain Women Alliance will reach many more women in East Africa, from Kenya
indeed.
to the world.
From Kenya to the world.
Yes, from Kenya
Right.
to the world.
For
Thank
having
you
me.
so much
Thank
again, Lydia, and have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.